Yeah. Welcome to all for this another session on web automation. So in this session, we are going to learn uh, need of web automation, what exactly we are going to do in web automation, then what are the challenges or problems in case of UiPath while integrating with web activities. Okay. So what are the inbuilt activities are there in UiPath to interface or to integrate with UiPath? Then there is a terminology called as selectors. So we'll come across the selectors to select a particular UI element of that particular website, I can say. Okay. So we're also going to discuss anchor base, find element, and at the end, we will have demonstration on some of the use cases. Okay. Let's begin with need of web automations. So as we all aware that web automation is a thing, but like integrating with any website, getting some data, like what different kind of activities we can do with the help of web, and post that we can understand why there is a need of web automations. So we have the activities called as like these are the what different requirement like data extraction, then recording, then web testing, report generation, and application transfers. So these are the different requirement of web automations. Like these are the different, I can say, the scenarios where we can use UiPath integration with web and we can do some automations like data extractions. So I can give a number of examples. If I want to extract the data from website, let's say Flipkart is there. Okay, so in the demo sessions we have seen that how you can extract the data from a website which is in structured format. So that is one of the example where we can use web automations. Like application transfer, then report generation is a thing, but like I want to read the data from Excel and put it in on one particular web applications, and we can get the data on that. Okay, give me 1 minute. Some issues. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So web automations, we have different requirement or the different scenarios, like as I said, data extraction, report generation. I was explaining the report generation where suppose you want to, there is a data in Excel format of the students, name, surname, roll number, email IDs, phone number, everything. I want to add this data in one of the web application and post that it is going to generate a report of that one. Getting? So in that kind of application also we can use this web automation using the UiPath. Recording section. Recording is nothing but if you want to record a sequence of steps taking place on any web automation or web interaction. So in that case also we have the option in case of UiPath to record the sequential step which we are carrying out on any website. Okay. So I think with the help of examples we can understand more better, only like without the PPTs. Let's have a look on the UiPath tool, and challenges part I will explain in case of selector issues. Okay, so let's focus on what are the different activities we are having in case of UiPath by default for web automation. So let's create a process. So I will give it a name, web automation. Okay. Okay, session 6. Create this one. So as like Excel, PDF, email, like they have a bunch of activities, right? Similarly, we have a bunch of activities here to interact with website. So we will start with a small sequence here. So I'll paste it here. Done. Now I want to show you what are the different activities are there under web automations. So have a look on this. So we have different activities. One of the important activities, open browser. So by the name only we can understand what is open browser. So any kind of URL or website, if you want to open, use this activity, open browser, right? So we have the attached browser activities also. So attached browser is what website is already open and you want to continue with the existing website. So in that case, go with the attached browser activity. These are some sub activities like go back, means just like on website, there is an option like this one, go back. So if you want to go with the previous tab or previous action, what we've done. So just what we do, click on this go back option. Similarly, we have the go back option here, like go forward. It's exactly opposite of go back. Go to home, I mean home page of that particular browser, it will go to home that. Then insert JavaScript and invoke ActiveX method. So these are some invoke JavaScript is once you want to invoke some script, website related script you want to invoke or inject. So that is also possible with the help of this one. And navigate to is nothing but what you want to navigate from that particular website to another location or another tab of this one website. Okay, so in that case, you can use the navigate to activities, right? We have the close tab as well. If you want to close a particular tab of that particular website, so you can see how many I can say 3 tabs have been opened. So likewise, if you want to close the particular tab, so we can use this close tab activities. So we have the refresh browser also, then set web attribute also. These are used in some advanced level of automation. Refresh browser is very simple. If you want to refresh, so what do we do? Normally we press F5 from our keyboard for refreshing website. So similarly, we can use refresh browser. So these are the bunch of activities we are having. So let's begin with very simple activity called as open browser. And I will show you simple one of the example. So let's open our website www.horizeindia.com. Okay, so this is just opening a website and I will add one message box. Website has been opened. Website has been launched. Now the question arises, is it really happen? Let's see. I'm going to run this, and before going to run this bot, just have a look on the property panel of open browser. What are these things available with us? So we have continue on error. What is the meaning of this? Continue on error is nothing but if the website is not opened and you want to skip this, okay, you don't want to show any exception, show any error. So in that case, we're supposed to click on this black dot. So this is a square box. So just click on this. So what is going to happen? Even if we'll try to open and if it's not going to, so if it's suppose fail to open, so in that case, 2 options are there. Either it will throw an exception or it will skip that. Okay. By default, it will throw an exception. So if you want to skip that, so just click on true button. Right now, I'm going to keep it as a false. Okay, don't write anything. Then this is a URL. Here is one more option we called as browser type. So browser type is the thing, but what are the browser by default browser we are having? So that is Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Edge, Custom. Done. So out of these, by default, Internet Explorer will get selected. Okay. So right now I'm going to use, let's say, Firefox. Okay. Otherwise, you can use the Chrome as well. So let me use the Chrome. Then we have some other parameters like communication method, whether you are going to background communication want to do or the front end communication. Likewise, you can see. So this is for what hidden. Okay, open hidden browser. So many private parameters are there. At the last one, you can just see UI browser. UI browser is nothing but this variable is required for other activities like close tab, go back, right? Go forward, go home. So for all these activities, we require a browser variable, right? Because we need to ensure where to navigate or which tab supposed to close, where to forward, which from which tab to which, I mean, from where to where we're supposed to forward, where to where to we're supposed to go back. So for those all activities, we can just see this on the property. You can see what is this asking. It's asking the browser variable, right? So if suppose multiple browser has been opened here, so even for human being it's confusing. So for to reduce that confusion, so what we are going to do, we are going to provide a browser name, I can say. So here is the output, UI browser. So create a variable for that and use that variable for doing the further activities. So let's demonstrate this. I have chosen Google Chrome, and it's supposed to open a fresh Google Chrome and with this website. Yes, so it has said that website has been launched. Now my question is for you people. This is fine, I mean website has been opened, that's fine, sir. But how I can ensure website has been opened? Now this has taken only fraction of second. For some of the website it will take like 5 second, 10 second, or if there may be chances that internet is very slow, right? Bot is doing its task, but at the actual level, ground level, whether website has been opened, how you people will identify? This is very challenging. Are you getting my point? So bot will open this browser, but whether it has been opened or not, who is going to confirm this? How will confirm it? So as a human being, how I confirm? As a human being, I will confirm with this whether page is visible to me or not, or I will just identify this logo. Yes, logo is visible to me. It means website has been launched properly. Are you getting my point? So bot will not ensure, we did not coded bot here whether it has been opened or not. So how I can ensure? For that, there is an activity called as element exist. I letting you know all the activities related to the proper web automation. So here is called as element exist. What this activity is nothing but it will ensure whether the browser is opened or not. Or we have the one more activity, wait for just a minute, wait element vanish. So this one element, this one activity is there. Again, wait, I'll search for another activity. There's one more activity, we'll wait until website load. Okay, this is what on element appear, on element vanish. So these are the dependencies, or these are depending point. You can use this. So if you want to take some action, okay, after appearing one of the element of this website, like I want to click on this internship, or I want to click on another option. So when you are going to click, when this particular, there is a dependency, 4ice technology element should appear, then only I will go to click on this any tab. So in that case, there is an activity called as on element appear. You're supposed to click on that particular element, it will wait for loading, and post that it is going to take some action. Getting my point? So let me demonstrate this element exist. So indicate element inside the browser. I'm going to indicate this particular element. Can you see this? What I'm doing here? I'm just selecting the element to ensure website has been launched correctly. So here is a role of selector comes, this one. What the selector? Selector is just like your postal address. Okay, selector is just like a postal address. I mean, it's a address of what? UI element. So for every element on this website, there is a address. So I'm clicking on 4ice. So this has been written somewhere. Okay. Let me show view source page, inspect, right? So I think you as a computer engineering students, you are well aware about this. So if I click on this particular element, what is going to happen? This is the code icons, right? This is the code of that particular. So just click on any header like this, it will focus. So can you see this? So this is clicking on that particular 4eyes technology and get started. So these are the addresses I wanted to show you. So these are the simply address of each element on website. So how UiPath will integrate? So based on that selector element. Okay, selector is nothing but it will be a web address or it's a UI element address. Just go to right click and edit the selector. So you'll find the address of that particular element. What is this? So it has taken a selector automatically. How? By clicking on the indicate elements, I'm indicating this particular element. Okay, at the background it is going to select a proper address. So you can read this HTML, chrome.exe, the URL is www.4eyesIndia.com and web control tag is equal to A. So with this address, we can reach to that particular element. Let's say one of the guy is there, ABC person, whose address is something like Pune, and in that Pune there is a Wagoli. How you can reach to that person? So based on the location address, how the location you are giving, how the address you are giving, right? Proper address should be there. So in Wagoli where? There again question arises. In Wagoli is where? So again we give some nearby point location, right? We'll give some nearby location, which is famous in that nearby to my proper address. So likewise, so we can provide the address of any human being, just like highlight any element on the UI, I mean or user interface, we're supposed to provide a selector. Getting the point? I hope it has been cleared. Selector is nothing but it is simply a UI element. It's address of UI element. So what are the UI elements? These are the UI elements, like all these terms, home, about, services. For all these elements, there is an address. And this address UiPath automatically fetch it using this indicate element. If I want to click on this, get started, you can see it has fetched get started. Get my point? So here I'm checking whether successful or not. And if you want to see whether really it is highlighting that particular point, click on highlight. Okay. So click on OK. Now we ensured bot is clicking correctly on website element. So I will create one variable which will give me Boolean type of variable so that I can confirm really bot has launched, bot has launched website. So I will create a variable here, control K, variable is element exist, or any name you can provide, element exist web launching or web. Okay. Now I can use if condition. So this is a proper view of coding. If you write directly and you will ensure you are not ensuring whether website has been opened or not. So that is the wrong way. So we are ensuring whether website has been launched properly or not. We are watching this, whether element exists. If yes, then I will write a message box, or you can use the click activity and message box. This is for what? Clicking any element on UI or browser. Then I'm going to use one box, message box here to say website has been launched. Website has been launched. Okay. And I have used one click activity, just like this is just like normal click activity. What we do in here, suppose I want to click on get started. Okay. I want to use click on get started, or I'll do, let's say about, I'm going to click. Let's click on internship. So this is how we are clicking one by one, right? Manually. So similarly, is the bot going to do that? Yes, bot is going to do that. So first of all, click on home. I will click normal window and then I use click browser. Indicate on this. So I'm going to click on internship. Again, use edit selector and see really it is indicating on that or not. Yes, it is indicating. So here we have the multiple opportunities also here. I mean options. We can use continue on error. Then we have also like wait for. So these are the selector elements. Wait for completion, interactive. All these also we can choose as per the requirement. There are so many options are available for the individual elements. So let's run this, and let me close this website first of all. It's supposed to open. Okay, ensure availability of this 4eyes technology. If it is available, then just go and click on internship. So let's go ahead and see it. It's supposed to open the website. Then it ensured, yes, website has been launched based on this element availability. Okay, not directly. Now it's going to click on internship and exit. Done. At the background, it has clicked on internship. You can see this. So it has clicked on internship button. And with the addition to that, we can add some other activities like close the tab. So close the tab. Also, I want to show you close the tab. So for the close the tab, we require some input parameter. What is that? Input browser. From where we'll get? So this is the browser, because right now we have two browser activities. So two has been opened here. Two browser has been opened here. So two pages. So what I will do, I will assign the name for this particular browser and close that particular tab itself. So let me code for that. Here, open browser, create a variable, control K. It's a web browser. Okay, web page, you can say. That's right. So now it has been created, and I will use that as a close tab input. So variable web. Done. So what's supposed to happen? It's supposed to close that particular web page. Okay, let me run it again. It's a minimized window. Okay, we're supposed to maximize. We have the activity called as maximize window. Done. So it has opened. Okay, can you see this? This is it's not got affected here. So this is the another website. So only whatever is there we have closed. So this is all about the simple interaction of UiPath to the website. In the next section, I will stop